What if the healthiest thing you do every morning is the exact reason your metabolism isn't working? You wake up. You're not truly hungry. In fact, your body is already burning fat. Your insulin is at its lowest level of the entire day. Stress hormones are naturally releasing stored energy. Cellular repair is quietly switching on. And then you eat. Maybe it's oatmeal, maybe eggs, maybe a smoothie you were told is clean and balanced. Within minutes, insulin rises. The fat-burning switch shuts off. The repair process pauses. Your body shifts from burning to storing. You feel fine for a while. Then comes the mid-morning crash, the cravings, the second coffee, the hunger that doesn't make sense. Over time, that daily pattern adds up. Stubborn belly fat, rising triglycerides, fatty liver, creeping insulin resistance. This isn't about calories. It's about timing. It's about hormones. For decades, we've been told breakfast jumpstarts metabolism. But biologically, the first hours after waking may be the most powerful fat-burning window you have all day. And most people shut it down without realizing it. Here's where most people get this wrong. They think breakfast is about calories. They think weight gain is about eating too much. They think low energy is because they didn't fuel properly. But none of those are the real root cause. The real driver behind stubborn fat gain, constant hunger, fatty liver, and metabolic slowdown is one hormone, insulin. And the biggest mistake we've normalized is triggering insulin at the worst possible biological time. When you wake up in the morning, your body is naturally in a fasted state. Overnight, insulin drops to its baseline. Your body shifts into fat-burning mode. Stored fat is being released and used for energy. Cellular repair processes begin to activate. Your system is, metabolically speaking, cleaning house. This is not starvation mode. That's a myth. Your metabolism does not shut down because you skipped breakfast. In fact, in the short term, it often does the opposite. Your body increases adrenaline and growth hormone in the morning, which helps mobilize fat and keep you alert. Now here's the problem. The moment you eat, especially carbohydrates, and yes, even certain proteins, insulin rises. And insulin's primary job is not energy production, it's storage. When insulin goes up, fat burning must go down. Your body cannot efficiently burn fat and store fat at the same time. It has to choose. So if you eat at 7 a.m., insulin rises at the exact moment your body was primed to burn fat. You shut down that window. Then, a few hours later, insulin drops again, you get hungry, and you eat again. Another spike, another shutdown. By noon, your body has spent the entire morning in storage mode. Now multiply that by years. This repeated morning insulin spike trains your body to rely on incoming food instead of stored energy. You become metabolically inflexible. You feel hungry sooner. You crave more carbohydrates. Your liver begins storing excess glucose as fat. Triglycerides rise. Visceral fat increases. And because breakfast is socially praised as healthy, no one questions it. Instead, when weight increases, we blame calories. When energy crashes, we blame stress. When blood sugar rises, we blame genetics. But the root cause is often much simpler. Chronic, unnecessary insulin stimulation at the wrong time of day. This is why many people who skip breakfast notice something surprising. They're not weaker. They're not dizzy. They're not shutting down. They feel clearer, more stable, less hungry. Because for the first time, their body is allowed to finish the metabolic process it naturally started overnight. And once you understand that, everything about how you structure your mornings begins to change. Now let's go deeper. I want you to actually understand what's happening inside your body, not just memorize a rule like skip breakfast. Think of your metabolism as a hybrid car. Your body has two main fuel systems. One runs on glucose, sugar from carbohydrates. The other runs on fat, either from your meal or from your stored body fat. Insulin is the switch that determines which engine you use. When insulin is high, your body prioritizes burning glucose and storing fat. When insulin is low, your body shifts towards burning fat and accessing stored energy. Overnight, while you sleep, you are not eating. That means insulin gradually drops. As it drops, your body begins increasing fat breakdown, a process called lipolysis. Fat cells release fatty acids into the bloodstream. Your liver converts some of those fatty acids into ketones, which are an efficient fuel for your brain. At the same time, something powerful begins to increase: autophagy. Autophagy is your body's internal cleanup system. Damaged proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, and cellular debris get broken down and recycled. Think of it as maintenance mode. It helps reduce inflammation, supports metabolic health, and improves long-term cellular function. Here's the key. Both fat burning and autophagy require low insulin. The moment you eat, especially carbohydrates, glucose enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases insulin to move that glucose into cells. But insulin doesn't just move sugar. It sends a loud biochemical message. Stop burning fat. Stop breaking down stored energy. Switch to storage. Even protein can stimulate insulin to some degree, though carbohydrates are the strongest trigger. Now imagine this happening daily. You wake up in a fat-burning, repair-supporting state. Then you interrupt it within 30 minutes of waking. Insulin rises, fat breakdown slows, ketone production drops, autophagy pauses. Your body shifts back into glucose dependency. A few hours later, as insulin falls again, blood sugar may dip. That dip is interpreted as hunger, not because you lack body fat, not because you're in danger, but because your system has been trained to expect constant incoming fuel. Over time, this pattern creates something called metabolic inflexibility. A metabolically flexible body can smoothly switch between burning carbs and burning fat. A metabolically inflexible body struggles to access stored fat efficiently. It becomes reliant on frequent eating. That's when you hear people say, "If I don't eat every few hours, I get shaky. I can't function without breakfast. I feel anxious when I skip a meal." That's not weakness, that's conditioning. And here's where it gets more serious. Repeated insulin spikes, especially in the morning when your body was primed for fat oxidation, contribute to increasing baseline insulin levels over time. Cells become less responsive. The pancreas compensates by producing more insulin. That's the early stage of insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is the foundation of fatty liver, visceral fat accumulation, elevated triglycerides, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. So this isn't just about weight loss. It's about how often you allow your body to access stored energy and complete its repair cycle. When you understand the switch, and when it's biologically optimal to leave it alone, you stop fighting your metabolism. You start working with it. Now let's make this practical. I don't want you to walk away thinking, okay, so I just skip breakfast forever. This is not about extremes. It's about restoring metabolic flexibility and lowering unnecessary insulin stimulation. Here's how to do it correctly. Number 1, delay your first meal gradually. If you're used to eating at 7 a.m., don't suddenly push it to 1 p.m. Start by delaying 30 to 60 minutes. Let your body extend that natural fat-burning window. If you wake up at 6 a.m., try eating at 9 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. Then slowly move it later if it feels stable. The goal is not suffering. The goal is stability without constant hunger. Number 2, stop eating because it's time. Most people eat breakfast out of habit, not hunger. Before you eat, ask yourself, am I truly hungry or am I just following a schedule? True hunger builds gradually. It's not an emergency. If you feel calm and focused, your body is still efficiently using stored energy. Number 3, avoid the high insulin breakfast trap. If you do eat in the morning, avoid high carbohydrate meals like cereal, toast, pastries, fruit smoothies, or juice. These create the sharpest insulin spikes and shut down fat burning immediately. If needed, prioritize protein and healthy fats while keeping carbohydrates low. This produces a smaller insulin response and reduces the mid-morning crash. Number 4, use black coffee or tea strategically. Black coffee, without sugar or cream, does not significantly spike insulin and can actually enhance fat mobilization for some people. It can help you extend your fasting window comfortably. But don't use caffeine to mask exhaustion from poor sleep. Sleep still comes first. Number 5, strengthen metabolic flexibility. Resistance training, walking in a fasted state, and reducing late-night snacking all improve your ability to burn fat efficiently. The less frequently you spike insulin throughout the day, the more flexible your metabolism becomes. Number 6, focus on total daily eating window. Instead of obsessing over breakfast alone, pay attention to how long you're eating each day. If you eat from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., that's a 15-hour insulin exposure window. Shrinking that window, even to 8 to 10 hours, can dramatically improve insulin sensitivity over time. Remember, this isn't about starving yourself. It's about allowing your body to finish the natural fat burning and repair process it already starts every night. When you stop interrupting it too early, your energy stabilizes, cravings decrease, and your metabolism begins to work the way it was designed to. Now, here's the important part. If insulin timing in the morning can influence fat burning, cravings, and fatty liver, then there's another hormone you absolutely need to understand next: cortisol. Because cortisol and insulin together determine whether you burn fat or store it. And most people are unknowingly elevating cortisol in ways that sabotage their metabolism, even if they skip breakfast. In the next video, I'll break down exactly how cortisol works and how to control it. Click on that video now.